I got mixed emotions on AI and hip hop. On one hand, I feel like it's gonna like kind of water down the art, right? Because then like really literally anybody can do it, right? But then it just gives more value to the people that really are doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to XXL's Talk It Up, powered by DistroKid. I'm Vernon, and today we're here with one half of the legendary and infamous Mobb Deep Havoc. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, my man?
Good, man. Let's get into it, man. How does it feel to be in album mode again, man?
Making me feel like a teenager again, you know what I mean? Coming back out with new music, it always feels good, especially when you get in a good response from, you know what I mean, from the supporters. So it feels real good.
We're about to get the first Mobb Deep album in a decade, man. You've been putting this together. You've been working on this since P's passing, basically. Why is it taking so long to finally get this put together?
You know, I've been wanting to do this project for a long time. And unfortunately, I don't own Prodigy's verses, and that's up to his family, the estate, and they wasn't ready. And I respect that. You understand? So when they finally was ready, I I was ready. You know what I mean? I said, "Yo, let's go." They blessed me with the verses, and I teamed up with Alchemist, and we got right to work.
How many verses did you have to choose from?
I would say, well, I had about maybe 12
Mhm.
verses. I had myself, and I know Alchemist had probably triple that. Because him and Prodigy really worked together extensively.
So how hard was it to choose from all these verses, man?
It was super hard to choose between these verses because, to me, every Prodigy verse is dope. You understand what I'm saying? Like for real. I may be biased, but that's the truth. Like I'm like, damn, I can't, I want to use them all. You know what I mean? But there's a limit to albums. You know what I mean? Like at some point you gotta like kind of put a cap on it. So it was real difficult.
I'm assuming it was also kind of a surreal experience just listening to P's verses over and over and over while working on the album during the recording
It
process.
it really was. You know what I mean? Because at some points you hear him saying things as if he was like a psychic. Like he has these premonitions. Like yo, I see you on the other side, and you know what I mean? It's like those things kind of they mess you up. You know what I mean? Or in the beginning of the song, he like, yo, I'm back. You know what I mean? It's like he really feel like he back. Like he about to walk through that door, but unfortunately, we know that's never gonna happen. So that's the part that really trips me out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that on that song. When you hear it, it's kind of like a wow moment. You know what I'm saying? When you hear him say, "I'm back," and at the end of the song, you say when you said, "See you on the other side," I was going to ask you about that. Like, was that AI or really said that the whole song? Like, it had me tripping.
Yo, that's the messed up thing about AI, right? It's like now we gotta question everything. We be like, yo, was that AI? Like, nah, that was really him. That messed me up. Like, I'm in the studio listening to it for the first time, and he like, yo, man, Hab, I love you. I see you on the other side. I'm like, what? Like, did he mean it like that? Like when he said it, like you know what I'm saying? It just bugged me out. But no, that was not AI. That was Prodigy for real. Like, yeah.
What was the most difficult thing about putting the album together?
The most difficult thing about putting the album together was not being able to use all the verses. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I wanted to use them all. But like I said a little while ago, it's like we couldn't use them all. We have to put a cap on the album. And that was the most difficult part to me. Everything else was easy, you know what I mean? I've worked with Prodigy for a very long time, so I kind of could gauge what kind of track goes to what. You know what I mean? Whatever kind of vocal he has. So from a technical aspect, um, what was difficult is probably like making sure the tempos matched. You know what I mean? And if they didn't match, I would have to like stretch and condense the vocals to certain tempos. You know what I mean? I know the fans and supporters are like, "What? Huh? We don't want to know about that." But that was the most difficult part.
Obviously, you guys have worked closely with Alchemist in the past, but why did you feel it was so important to get him involved in this project?
You know what? Like Al ended up becoming family over the years. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And a Mobb Deep album just didn't feel complete without Alchemist. You know what I mean? Because ever since we started rocking with Al, we always included a beat or two of his on the album, and that's just became a Mobb Deep formula.
Why do you feel like right now is the time to drop this project? It's because it was complete, or it was just a certain timing that you felt?
I would just say because it was complete, right? I would have dropped it at any time. There's like no kind of alignment that I would go by and be like, okay, yeah, drop it now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm gonna drop it when this album is complete. And I feel that the fans, no matter what time it is, what month it is, what year it is, they have an appetite for a new Mobb Deep album, given that we hadn't been out in a decade.
Obviously, there's a limit to the number of Prodigy verses, like you said. Are there any more left, or is this
Oh
the
yeah, no, this verse is left.
okay?
This verse is left. That for sure. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the family and they're gonna do something special with them for sure.
So will this be the final Mobb Deep album?
For me, yeah, it's the final Mobb Deep album for me. You know what I mean? This
That's got
is
to be bittersweet for you, man.
say that again.
I said that's got to be kind of bittersweet.
It is, man. You know what I mean? It is bittersweet. Because I would love to do more Mobb Deep albums until the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Until the wheels fall off. But Prodigy's not here. Mobb Deep is not Mobb Deep without Prodigy.
Mhm.
So the only reason why I did this project is because I felt like Mobb Deep had unfinished business. So I said, you know what? Let me do this last little project and send Prodigy off with a bang. You feel me? So that was my intentions.
No, you definitely did. I got to listen to the project. I'm definitely feeling it. The whole thing, for real, for real. It's really a dope project, man. What do you think this album would do for Prodigy's legacy and Mobb Deep's legacy?
Um, I feel like it's gonna solidify our legacy. It's
Mhm.
gonna solidify it. It's like you know, look, Mobb Deep is one of those groups that never compromise they sound. You know, and to end it off on a note that says they still not compromising they sound is a nice way to go out with the championship ring, to go out with the chip. You know what I mean? To go out on top. In a good way to salute Mobb Deep and a good way to salute Prodigy, you know? And that's how you keep the legacy intact.
That was one I was going to mention that. That was one of the things I loved about the project. There's no compromising on it. There's no trying to jump on any new trends or get some new hot rapper to hop on the album to make it pop to a young crowd. It's straight sticking to Mobb Deep's formula, and I love the album for that, man. I thought that was pretty dope.
Thank you so much. And that was the formula that we had in mind. It's probably so tempting to a lot of artists that are of my era to be like, yo, let's get with a few younger artists. Let's try to get a new younger audience. And I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at them. But that's just not Mobb Deep. You know what I mean? That's not what we do. And look, salute to everybody that do that because sometimes it works for some people. You know what I mean? It do. It worked, but Mobb Deep, our supporters would have our heads for that.
Now, this album is being released a part of the Mass Appeal's Legend Has It series, man. How did you link with Mass Appeal for this?
Naturally, organically, Nas is, what I mean, he one of the heads over there. You know what I mean? And when we was thinking about where could we put a home for this album, it was kind of like after a while it was a no-brainer, you know what I mean? We need to go with somebody we could trust. And I've known Nas for a long time. You know what I mean? We both, me and Prodigy. And I think if he was here today, he would, what I'm saying, this would be a move that he would have definitely bust the Mass Appeal move.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole series? It's pretty dope. We got you guys coming out. We got
The,
Big L, Ghost. It's the whole.
Look, what I think about the whole series, I feel I wish that I did it myself. You know what I mean? To be putting out all of these legends. You know what I'm saying? I really got to salute Mass Appeal for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we see some of our legends coming out here and there, and you know what I mean. But to put it all, you know what I'm saying, in one spot where you could just go and be like, oh snap, Slick Rick, oh snap, De La Soul, oh Ray, Ghost. Mobb Deep, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. You know, P Rock, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, you know what I mean? Like, so I really gotta salute Master Bill for that. You know what I mean? That's a good idea. A lot of labels probably don't even want to touch it because it's, they consider it old school or whatever it is. You know, they don't want to take a chance on it, but Master Pill, they was all in.
Now you've been in the game for over 30 years, man. Like back in the juvenile hell days, did you see this hip hop is something you would be make a lifelong career out of?
I did. That was my intentions from the gate. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like, this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, hip hop is my life. You know, I'm not gonna like I wasn't in it for the money or nothing like that, but so you could make money. Um I, soon as I got into the game, I knew this was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Music. You know what I mean? It's nothing better than doing something. Your job is something that you love to do. You know what I mean? Like that's the most beautifulest blessing in the world. I don't even know what it's like to have a job that I don't want. You know what I mean? That I don't like. Not knocking anybody that's into that, but if you feel like that, that should be a motivational factor to get them to go hurry up and do something that they love to do. You know, those should be motivating factors. So yeah, back in the days since juvenile hell, I I was like, yeah, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. It just was fun.
I'm moving on a little bit. Like Quiet Storm was one of Mobb Deep's biggest records. I feel like it gets sampled every year, like it's a classic. Last year, Future and Metro Boomin sampled it on the song "Seen It All." Man, what are your thoughts on the song's legacy?
Yo, I mean, the song has a life of its own. Some of the more deep songs have lives of their own. Like so it's it's beautiful to see. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. You know, when I came in the game, I was sampling like James Brown and the stylistics, Blue Magics, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Sampling Prince, Michael Jackson, whatever. Just sampling. That's me saluting them. You know what I mean? Like I like their music. Of course, I listened to it, and then I said, okay, let me change it into mine. You see somebody like Metro Boomin taking a Mobb Deep sample, salute to that man. You know what I'm saying? Because I see him saluting me from afar, saluting Mobb Deep from afar. When I meet these artists like Metro Boomin and all these people, I swear to God, it be like we already know each other. Like we met each other before. Like we called each other by. When I meet artists for the first time, they be like, "Yo, Have, what up?" You know what I mean? Like we know each other. So that's the camaraderie that I love in the hip hop business most of the time that the fans don't get to see. Artists, we have like a special bond with each other.
Does it still surprise you when people sample the song or people reach out to clear it or you hear people rapping over it?
Nah, it don't surprise me because you know why? Because it's just dope. The shit is dope. Like the shit, you know what I mean? Like if I wasn't me, I sample it too. I'll be like, nah, I'm killing this right here. Like you know what I'm saying? Cause it still make me feel good when I listen to it to this day. So I can only imagine how it's making somebody that heard it for the first time. They like, damn, I wish I was born then. Like this shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't be surprised.
Do you have a favorite one that you've heard over the years or
Of mine's?
a favorite remix of the Quiet Storm or
Oh, a
somebody
favorite remix of the Quiet Storm?
or somebody
Man, there's
sampled it?
there's a few of them. You know what I'm saying? I can't name them offhand, but you know, when I do hear them, you know what I'm saying? I feel flattered. You know what I mean? Like I'm honored. I'm like, wow, that's what's up. You know what I mean? And plus, you know, the publishing is good on that.
Moving on, we kind of spoke about this earlier. AI is a big topic these days,
Yeah, yeah.
specifically as it relates to rappers and producers. Man, what are your thoughts on AI being used in hip hop?
Uh, I got mixed emotions on AI and hip hop. on one hand, I feel like it's gonna like kind of water down the art, right? Because then like really literally anybody could do it, right? But then it just gives more value to the people that really are doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just it's technology. We got to learn to live with it. It is what it is. It ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And I think complaining about it, it's just gonna make it worse for the individual that's complaining about it. Just do your work. Be great. You know what I mean? Make the best beats you can make uh in real time, or if you're using AI, just you do the best AI beat you can fucking do. You know what I mean? Like whatever, fuck it. It ain't gonna mess with what I do because if in your heart you got the music in there, can nothing replace you.
Now, next month you'll be heading out on the road, Raekwon, man. How does it feel to be getting out on tour again, man?
I mean, man, it feels really good. Especially going out with my brother Raekwon. You know what I mean? I don't think we ever been on tour together. You know what I mean? And we've been in rehearsals lately, just trying to get the show tight. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see the face, on the smile on the fans' faces, the looks on their faces when we coming out there doing these songs. You know what I mean? Like Raekwon was playing some songs during rehearsal. I was like, "Ooh," I was like, it's about to be crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm like super excited.
Mobb Deep and Wu-Tang have also had a long-standing relationship, man. How have you guys always been able to stay cool, stay solid?
I mean, being label mates don't hurt. You know what I mean? But outside of that, they just some cool brothers. You know what I mean? And real recognize real. You know, um, from the moment we all first met, it was family. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like we in this together. You know what I mean? So though we gravitated towards one another naturally, and it wasn't faked, rehearsed, forced. We just all became family, working with each other. So I think it was natural. That's how we was able to maintain that relationship.
Now, hip hop is always seen as like a young man's sport, but these days it seems like the older artists are making the biggest moves. Like it seems like the artists, all the artists over 30 are selling the most. You know what I'm saying? And then you have artists like the Clips who just came out this year, had a huge return, man. How does it feel to see artists, older artists getting their props and just do these days?
I mean, look, it feels good. This music from the older generation, such as myself, is not to be ignored. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to say hip hop is a young man's sport? Yeah, it could be that. It could be that, but it's also an older gentleman's sport too, as well. You know what I mean? We could rap with the best of them. We could make beats with the best of them. You understand what I'm saying? And we paved the way for the youngins, for the YNs to come through. You feel me? And now we all could work together. You know what I mean? It's time to stop pitting one another against each other. The YNs versus the OGs. Like, nah, that's trash.
Speaking of, who are some of the younger artists that you're paying attention to or caught your eye that you listen to?
Cobain, you know what I'm saying? Cobain, he won. Some of them, all the way to Rome Streets or Stove Guard. You know what I'm saying? And the whole Griselda thing, like, you know what I mean? I, I like them all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a artist fan of these artists. You know what I mean? Even if they music ain't of my genre, because I know what it take to really be out here and trying to make it. It's hard because there's so many good people out there. For you to stand out and for us to be saying your name means you fought through a lot. You know what I mean? Because there's a trillion artists out there right now and a million YouTube pages. You know what I'm saying? So if we saying your name, that's tough. I know what it takes to get there.
So what do you want fans to get out of this final Mobb Deep album?
I want them to get out of this final Mobb Deep album. Is like, yo, man, they put their heart and soul, they put their foot in it. You know what I mean? Um, this is what they. If Prodigy was here, this is the closest thing that they would have if Prodigy was here. Consistency, legacy. That's what I want them to get out of this album. You know what I mean? And a solid project.
You said his family was, real close to his verses and stuff like that. What did they think when they heard the project?
Oh, they loved it. They loved it. Like, yeah. They was like, wow, this is. They was like, this is nice. This is dope. And that's what I was trying to tell them. Like, listen, don't worry about it. I got you. You know what I mean? Like, But sometimes it take a little bit of extra effort to kind of to prove your point.
Where do you think Mobb Deep stands in the pantheon of great hip hop duos?
We definitely in the top five.
Mhm.
That's a fact. I mean, I believe so. I believe that in my heart. I believe we up there in the top five. There's some great duos out there, and we definitely in that top five for sure.
So that was my last question, man. R.I.P. to Prodigy, man. Definitely. Do you have anything else you want to add about the album?
Nah, just make sure that they get that. You know what I'm saying? Album's out.
For sure, for sure. Appreciate you for sitting with us, man. Taking the time, man.
Likewise, thank you.